The last point I would discuss is this changes that are being proposed in the civil service rules, and this whole belief of the states that they are losing their autonomy. And it's very interesting. Chief ministers of BJP ruled states are also opposing this. Now, this will require all of you to go back to the original contract. When Sardar Patel defended the All India services, he made a point. Remember that. He said, All India services will be pooling together of the best talent. And these officers will work at the state level, and having gained the experience at the state level, would then go on deputation to the center and then return to the states and use the experience that they have had at the center to be able to perform more effectively at the states. Point number one. Point number two, All India services were also seen as an instrument of national integration. If I remember the original debate was as what in China they call rule of indulgence, which is you will not be sent to your home state, or you will not be allotted your home state as a civil servant. Now, many people felt that this should have been the original rule if you wanted real national integration. Is it a question of learning a language? Today, I see so many IAS officers who are Punjabis or Sikhs who speak Kannada so well, including people like Chiranjeevi Singh ji, who, if he is not in front of you and you don't see that long flowing beard and talk to him on the phone and he talks to you in Kannada, you will think he's a Kannadiga for all practical purposes. Now, if it is learning a language, I don't think it's very difficult for a person to acquire or learn a particular language. So the original integration, if it was to be an instrument of national integration, you would make sure that you post people to a state that they do not belong to. Talk to IAS officers of the 1950s and 1960s, and even up till the mid-1970s, they would tell you, we consciously opted outside our home state because we did not want to come under political pressures of our home state. Keeping again the vision which Sardar Patel had for everybody. Now, over the years, what has happened? Insider versus outsider controversy. If an officer is allotted to a state which he did not want, you wait for an opportunity for a deputation to center. If you are an insider officer, you don't want to go on deputation at all. If you're a promotee IAS, IPS officer, you definitely don't want to go on a central deputation at all. Now, one of my PhD students is now studying this. What is the career track of a typical IAS officer? And what her tentative data is showing is most officers today avoid going on central deputation, and those who go on central deputation do not want to come back to their home states. So the whole question of a IAS or IPS officer, whether the administrative control over that officer should ultimately rest with the state government or central government. When the officer works at the state level, he or she is under the administrative control of the state. Should the center have the power to demand that a particular officer be deputed, and if the state says no, what happens? Earlier, I remember the state's view was held and was taken into account. And if an officer said, I do not want to go on deputation, there was no insistence on that. So I think the current rules try to give a little stronger handle to the center in terms of the control over the All India service officers. And this is what the state governments are today very, very strongly opposing, including state governments which are BJP governments. They are also, I know that the state I am in now, Madhya Pradesh, the chief minister has, the government in its note has actually opposed what is being proposed by the center. So Prashant, let me close with that. And if you need me for another session, please fix another session. I'll be happy to come to meet and talk to everyone. I hope I have done justice to what you wanted me to talk about.
Always a pleasure to have you, sir. Justice more than said, every word, and specifically for students of aspiring civil servants and all those who are attending interviews this time, the right language to be used and the right perspective to be taken, especially on issues of controversy, which needs a lot of balance and diplomacy. Thank you so much, sir,
Thank you
for being part of it. And thank you so much. We wish to have
all the best to each of you. And I'm sure each of you will reach your ambition in life, and all the best. And I wish to hear of your successes in the days ahead.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. On behalf of all the team and the students of India for IAS and all the aspirants, very warm gratitude.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you. Take care.